Begins with us to fight this animal corruption.
The non-state actors in Bunyoro Subregion have been met in Masindi by the Directorate for Ethics and Integrity from the Office of the President following the consultations on the development of the new cycle of the National Anti-Corruption Strategy NACS 2025-2026 to 2029-2030.
Sabola, Commissioner responsible for communication at the Directorate for Ethics and Integrity under the Office of the President, with a view of trying to get a new strategy that will work for us so that we can fight this vice effectively. Our main focus in the discussion has been that prevention is better than cure, and I think we have agreed as non-state actors here that we should try as much as possible to prevent corruption from occurring. I think we have agreed that as cultural leaders, for example, we shall go back to our cultural setup structure and try to bring this message so that people live a life of ethics and integrity, a life of transparency, to be accountable. The media also agreed that they will work to make sure that they objectively expose corruption through all platforms that is available for them. And of course the religious leader also agreed that we will try to sensitize and bring the spiritual aspect.
Reverend Mukuru Ronald, canon elect by the grace of God, and also the Diocesan Secretary, Masini Kitara Diocese, received visitors from the President's office wanting us to discuss more about the issue of corruption. As we are all aware that corruption is rampant in our country, Uganda, but we need to fight it as Ugandans so that we may have service delivery, so that things may move on well. So corruption should be fought by all Ugandans. No excuse, but by all Ugandans, so that we may deal with it properly. Because we need to emphasize the issue of integrity. The word integrity is quite huge, and out of it there is a lot.
It's upon us to take stringent actions to combat corruption. As CSOs, we have come up on mechanisms on how we are going to work together to sensitize community to be able to bring up these corruption scandals so that this vice doesn't continue.
Amabara Shekia ya Sufiani Mogisa distrikati wa Masindi okuanza kwa byona twikaire mu meeting mu rukura twamuno kusoma kura nituteme empenda mulingo kikutulamaraho enguzi mu Uganda. Ekintu ekiwensonga gyo tugikengera kurungi emihanda tugitemere kyonka tukugamba abana Uganda inakuba abanyandadini habo ensonga nti moto yetu ya Uganda etugamba for God and my country. So nawe kyensonga yo kumanya edini kiriki nsonga nkuru muno nigwo kukujja kuba muhanda ogutatumazaho enguzi.
I'm Robert Lukaimura Kikisabarongo, the Source Affairs Officer, Bunyoro Kingdom. The Kingdom, we are implementing Umukama's instructions of the fight against corruption, strengthening our efforts to parent and form our children. Parenting and formation of children is very important with positive values that build our society. That one we are doing it through the clans registration program, through the chiefs and the regular communications from the kingdom.
Bishop Romshana Robert Kivuka of Masindi Miracle Center. We have had a meeting fighting corruption, and one thing I've learned is that corruption can be fought and it can be won, and strategies must be laid. One of the strategies is to be totally inclusive. Everyone to be inclusive to fight this giant called corruption.
And as a media, we have been able to give in our contribution on how best we can be supported to fight corruption, or where there is capacity building, so that we are empowered enough to fight corruption, and what messages are supposed to give to the society. You know, the media has access to many people.
Despite the fact that 90% of the people who attended confirms that corruption can be fought, the 10% believes corruption should be legalized because there's been a number of ways to fight it and there's been no exponential results.
In Uganda, actually, corruption is a very big problem and very challenging because for the last 20 years we've been fighting corruption, but there's nothing much is taking place. So on that note, really, my own opinion is that why can't we legalize corruption? because we have a lot of MD, a lot of bodies formed to fight corruption. IGG, State House Anti-Corruption, you have here PPDA, JD structures, civil society, millions are pouring there, yet nothing is changing. Because you find there's something what you call state capture, where now you find these big guys are connected to the government and the state. They dictate on some of those contracts.
Joel TINKASIIMIRE for Church of Uganda Family TV News at 8.
Our country will move forward and will see fruits for God and my country.